What opportunity does this week provide? It's an odd kind of situation with an exhibition tucked between the regular season and the playoffs, but how do you use this, and what's the priority, I guess?
Yeah, we're still going through that, but right now, early in the week, some maintenance, trying to get some guys healthy, and then really just focus on what we get to control. We've got a pretty good idea who we potentially could play in the playoffs. And so as a staff, we're peeling that back and trying to get that canned so that when we need to roll it out, we can. And then just addressing some of the things, reinforcing the positive things that happened on Friday and, our ability to make some plays and score some goals and try to reinforce that. And then also understand some of the things that we haven't been doing well over the last couple of weekends. One of them that we've addressed is discipline and making sure that we're not taking penalties and putting ourselves in poor situations. And then just kind of going day to day. Also giving the guys an opportunity to get away from it a little bit, balance the academic piece. Now that we have a little bit of time, but it's unique. Most teams at this time of the year are playing conference games, getting ready for the conference tournament. And because it's the way that it's set up in the Big Ten, it just doesn't work that way. And it's our turn right now. So thankful that we have the opportunity to play an exhibition game this upcoming weekend and, try and get ourselves in the best position we can when Monday rolls around and we find out exactly who we're playing on Sunday.
Talking about discipline and penalties, sometimes those are a result of fatigue. Guys get tired, they use the stick or whatever. Is that a part of it at all, or is it just something completely different of maybe some decisions haven't been great, or you're, just put in bad spots sometimes and have to take a penalty?
Yeah, I think a combination of both. Yeah, because one, if you're going to talk about discipline, let's dig right into it. We've had some of those penalties have been what I would say were either fatigue or the mental piece of putting sticks into hands and not physically getting to somebody and going through them. And then there's been others where retaliatory, aggressive, hitting somebody from behind. And those I think are completely different than the other. I think those are frustration penalties. And so identify them, address them, make sure that the guys understand exactly what it is, what we're trying to do right now. And you're at a point in the season now where if you put yourself in that spot, it can end a season. And up until the 2 of the last 3 weekends, I think our guys had been really good at that. And so their acceptance in those conversations have been very good.
Mike, it feels like when this team's been rolling, they've almost been unstoppable, but it feels like there's maybe been some lower lows as well. Is there some solace in the fact that when you guys are hot, you're almost unstoppable, and that you kind of feel like that helps you believe you really could just go on a run here? Just because when these guys get hot, they're really hard to stop.
Well, you hope we can draw from the confidence of the times that we've been successful. And it's when we're the best version of ourselves. We're getting goaltending. Our special teams are dialed in. We're able to roll 4 lines and play our defensive core. We go out and we play from in front. Or when something bad has happened, it gets us stopped at 1, not 2 or 3. And, so for us, I think talking to our guys and being around them this week, this group has done a really good job, and I've mentioned it multiple times throughout the year, at turning the page. And so I haven't seen anything different other than that regular season is over. And it has been a bit of a restart for us emotionally and physically. And so the guys, we lay out what we're looking for the night before, what we need for the day and the dailies. And the guys have been managing that really well. But I do think there's a confidence piece there that we don't have to go climb Mount Everest. We have to go and be the best version of ourselves, and that'll give us a good opportunity to be successful.
I was going to ask about potential for using different personnel or personnel in different spots in an exhibition game, but that almost seems kind of moot given the injuries you have, and you're kind of limited in what you can do in some of those spots, right? I mean, maybe you can go through different goalies and give those guys more of a look. But what's running through your head, and what's possible there to give a different look for a night anyway?
I think it's completely different than your usual exhibition game. We're preparing for the most important time of our season. That usually don't have an exhibition game in that situation. So really, we're treating that a little differently, and because of some guys that we have had out for an extended period of time, that is starting to become a potential opportunity for somebody to go in and play. We want to make sure that we're putting them in a spot that if they go and play, we're not moving them backwards for the opportunity to go play in the playoffs. And then we're still trying to, if you'd asked me that on Friday, I'd have had a different answer than I do for you today. Just because we had a defenseman that played on Friday, he's out of the lineup on Saturday. So, for us, we're going to try and use that as an ability or an opportunity to sharpen our sword a little bit for when we get to that first game in the playoffs. So it is a little bit different. It's not, hey, let's, because of what it is and where we're at health-wise, we're going to try and put as good a lineup as we can together and go play.